just stolen the garments of a dead guy. Josh, on the other hand, has... Okay, Sarix is a female troll and is wearing the coffin lid, a big sapphire coffin lid, as a codpiece. That was the statement you made last time, according to my notes. I know because I underlined that 3 times.
Just to make sure it sank in.
Yes. There was a lot I had to really process. All right. Aaron is currently in the body of the coil mercenary Malorus, and Malorus is in the body of Aaron.
Okay. I do want to do something.
Okay.
Aaron's going to look down, look at this new body, and then freak out. So it's like running around like a cat would with like fur, maybe fur going up and just screeching at the top of their lungs, "Why am I a dog?"
And Malorus has not figured out how to operate 4 legs and falls over. What is going on here? I don't understand.
Okay, before we continue, are their voices being projected as the bodies they're in? So is like Aaron speaking in Malorus's voice?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
God.
What's Malorus's voice?
Oh, I thought they had the same voices. I was gonna have like someone ever laugh at that tiny cat having such a deep voice.
Well, actually, no, who knows? Let me think. I'm going to roll a die and we'll decide. Skylar, odds or evens?
I'll say even.
Yes, the cat has a tiny cat has a very deep voice.
Yay!
All right.
Oh, okay.
And so that means Malorus has got a really high-pitched voice.
Yeah. And of course, Stormweaver sees this, especially the cat, and just like dies laughing.
Ale is like now looking between them with mere shock on his face.
All right.
Help me, I'm a dog!
We'll help here. I seem to have grown too many legs.
Ale, Ale has already walked over to the black cat, the brown cat. I'm correcting myself, and has picked him up and is slowly stroking his fur, saying, "It's okay."
Hey, that feels weird. Not altogether unwelcome, but weird.
Why do you care about him more than me? I'm a dog, damn it!
It's okay, I've got you now, Pooch.
Yes, the giant troll picks you up, Aaron, because it's not been explained to you that this is Sarix.
Aaron's just gonna submit now. Doesn't know what to do.
Winnie, you too are having trouble walking because you don't have your wings to balance you.
Well, yeah, I've already fallen over a couple times as I was trying to take a step, so,
Yeah, you've borrowed your body.
Continues to laugh and not help anyone.
And Ale is walking over, is still holding the cat in that weird way where, like, you know, the hand is like is on the chest underneath and is like holding him to his side, and is walking over and kind of helping Winnie lean on him so she could balance herself.
Malorus is accidentally clawing you, but mostly because he doesn't know how to put the claws away.
Now, if it wasn't for the voices, Ale would mistake and say, "Aaron, stop," but it clearly knows because of the voices, and it's just like,
Yes.
Malorus, that hurts.
Aaron
Apology.
says, just relax your paws.
Oh, okay, that's remarkably helpful. Thank you.
Right, is there anything else we need to do here, or shall we go and set off again?
Who has the thing we're here for?
What were we here for again?
Should be in my pack.
I've got the dog. I've got Maris's body.
He's a coyote!
I've got the
Goddamn
poo.
dog!
Ease it up there.
It's not. Yeah, that's true. I've got the body of the merc.
What you're calling a Burke?
I said merc. Merc.
Merc.
Merc.
Sorry.
Stormweaver says to Aaron, well, at least it's a very handsome dog.
Why,
Aaron-
thank you.
No, Aaron just looked at Stormweaver, sighs loudly.
Just, like,
Like that.
I would really suggest we leave now, because the whole reason this happened was because we were in here. We came what we got, let's go.
Which orifice are we going to exit out of this journey? Make it good.
Is there
But
any
I
more
don't want
rooms
to-
in this place?
As a tall elf dude, how do we go back? I don't understand this. I don't like this.
Okay.
I could carry ya.
Out of character. The room, it's filled with, like, treasures and everything, right? Or was that just that one spot? Okay.
No, there's treasure. Well, the treasure is scattered everywhere because the troll picked up a chest and just smashed the hell out of a Cthulhu monster last time. There's gold like in every nook and cranny at this stage.
Yeah, we'll go. Let's find all the treasure first, and then we'll leave.
Ale walks over to Syrinx and just looks up and just says, "Take the pack off of the coyote, and hand it to me."
You can put me down, and I can do it myself.
Okay.
Gosh, this is so
Brutally
weird.
unfair. The cat there somehow knows how to work opposable thumbs. Me, I just flounder about on the floor.
You can become two-legged human thing.
Oh, how do I do that?
Well, what you do?
I guess
Do a barrel roll.
You think real. You think real hard about being two-legged.
No, you think really hard about not being a cat, but also not being a human. You like a in between.
You're a thin human boy with ears and a tail.
The cat closes its eyes, looks really concentrated. No, I don't feel it.
I wonder
Aaron
if you two
shrugs.
have the same abilities.
Be careful with that body. That body's precious to me. I've had it my whole life.
Well, you do the same to mine.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so
Who is this guy, by the way? Feeling
my
weird
name's,
pointing at himself.
Malorus. Figure since you're inside my skin, you might as well know my proper name. And what might your name be?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Well, I've seen weirder introductions.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I'm sure you made them.
Touche.
Who are you?
Well, I'm a friend of
No, I was talking to Josh.
Sorry.
Oh, it's me. It's Syrinx. I'm just bewitched as a troll right now. Female troll, so stop looking at me tits.
Aaron's just going to look and then shrug only because he does like him.
Well, I can never understand between a male troll and a female troll because they both look very muscular anyway.
Cyrix, I need you to make a physique roll.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh dear. Okay. Got it. Right. Where is it? There it is. Right.
Okay, you managed not to fall over, but you're feeling a sort of sharp pain in your abdomen.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh, my stomach feels all queasy. Oh, I don't know what it is.
So like Stormweaver turns to the male elf and he's like, "So, you're the one, the winged one who likes watching people bathe, right?"
I haven't done that in a very long time, thank you.
Yep, that's the one.
Ale at this point in time, I'm sure, has received the pack from the
Yes,
Aaron Malaris,
yes.
and
You
he
have
is,
the pack.
and
Yeah.
he has gently laid Malaris down and is kind of collecting a bunch of treasures into Malaris's pack, saying, "For your." Basically saying that Malaris is going to have definitely earned a lot of this for the trouble that he's in right now. And
Go ahead.
and as soon as Cyrix makes the point that he's not feeling good because of the stomach, he's already sitting the pack down and it's just like, okay, let me check on this.
Yeah, I would like to mention that Aaron is very jealous that they were not treated in such a nice manner by Elle.
What are you talking about? The first time they met, like, he was in Capital.
But that was before you knew it was Aaron.
And then he gently sat him to the side and just was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and then got all scared and never did it again.
Yep.
So are you doing a lore roll on Cyrix?
Yes, I'm going to do a lore roll on Cyrix.
Okay.
Ready?
That's right, good doctor.
Ooh.
4.
Okay. You have noted something disturbing.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Cyrix appears to be with child.
I was hoping you were going to say that too.
I was too. Like, as soon as he said his stomach hurt, I was like gonna make Ale just make a comment like, "Oh, you're pregnant."
Yeah, I was so hoping.
Oh God. Oh no.
This is what happens when you go into cursed chambers.
Oh God. And you.
Actually, it wasn't going to happen until you decided to wear the sarcophagus of the goddess's servant as your codpiece.
Oh God. Ale simply backs away, kind of bit of a snicker, but looks up at Cyrix with the goofiest grin anyone has ever seen this non-smiling Drake make, and say, "It looks like you're expecting."
Okay, Aaron instantly falls to the floor laughing.
Okay.
Sorry.
So as everyone is distracted by this news, since I was kind of leaning on Ale, I would like to quietly take the bag with all the treasures and that stuff that was being piled into it and see if I can quietly shove it away in my bag of holding, whatever.
Okay.
Once everyone finds out, they're gonna have a talk.
Make a burglary roll? Yeah, burglary. Why not?
And I guess Ale has to make a roll of some kind.
Actually, 1 second. I am going to make a...
No, because you set the bag down and there, while everybody's turned and looked at
I sat it beside Malorus after telling him he's definitely gonna earn this for the trouble he's in right now. Which I'm sure he more than likely
Valorous
agreed.
did notice you, and he's like, "So what are you doing, Winnie?"
You don't have a body right now. How else are you going to carry this back?
That's a good line.
Well, how else am I going to carry that bag except the doctor there, who seems to be a little sweet on me, wants to carry the bag for me, and he's not done loading it.
Don't you remember I put in that good word for you with him?
I remember that. All I'm saying is, if you're going to steal something, he motions with his little cat head. See over there? And there is an idol of the goat goddess sitting there, and it is made of solid gold and crusted with diamonds and rubies.
Huh. That's very interesting.
So you take that. Then I helped you find a buyer for it when we get back to Balan, and we split the money, and these folk don't have to. He's, by the way, speaking the Wolfen tongue that his people do.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and you and I split the profits.
Well, we could probably come to some sort of arrangement once we get back to Balan and look at that. So yeah.
Anyway, just leave that there. Don't tip off the good doctor to start looking in your bags. Besides, a well-endowed young fellow like yourself.
You are a little bit more agile than you were before with 4 legs,
Oh, like hell I am. I can barely stand on these stupid things.
You're stupid.
No, you can't. Actually,
he's still talking
like
in the
growling language
never mind.
to each other.
All right, never mind.
Okay.
If we heard it, then they would have said that.
I like to
So
do
anyway,
alright.
the other thing I'm thinking, Winnie, is if you can convince this lot to keep exploring these ruins, I'm pretty sure there's more treasure where this came from.
I don't doubt it. But I want to figure out how the hell to change ourselves back, because I don't like this, and I'm sure you probably don't want to be a cat forever.
Actually, at that moment, with a snap, suddenly, Aaron, you find yourself back in your body, and Malorus is like, oh, I'm back. Yes.
So Aaron's just like, eek! Then goes full human and gets all kind of pouty because freaked out.
Well, you're pretty cute, actually. It's a little weird. I feel like I've known you better than I should.
The airs go down, and you see instant blush.
And did he just say that in where everyone could understand?
Yeah, he said it in the common tongue.
Yeah. May have accidentally received the split second of a growl as Ale heard him say that to Aaron. And then he corrected himself, was just like, oh wait. What?
Huh. Well. Alright, everything seems to be in working order.
Yes, it seems to be, but
Including your
what's
uterus?
my uterus. Oh dear God, I have one of those. Oh dear. Yes, my kind do have intimate relations, but this is not the way I'm not supposed to have a uterus.
So, how do changelings reproduce? I mean, my mother had a litter, and they're like my 6 brothers and sisters. How do you guys do it?
No, we do it like folk, but it's not as painful.
Well, the good news is all this might be temporary since the young cat boy and I switched back.
I hope so.
Although you did go to a priest of Titivala and use his casket to smack someone, and then rubbed your troll junk all over it.
Well, I got to cover it up somehow.
Okay. You're being modest. That's a new one.
I can be modest.
You chose in a tomb with a tentacle monster to grab a corpse's coffin and strap it over your genitals. You chose that moment to be modest. Once in the beautiful courts of Althar, where you were causing quite a stir.
Well, you pick on me, but what about Winnie over there wearing the clothes of the dead?
Dear God, is Winnie pregnant?
Oh, yeah.
Roll to find out.
Well, if she is,
this is a male's elf body. I better hope not.
well, if she is, I'm going to make her the father of my child if it ever happens. I'm not even sure how I could be pregnant. I mean, who did I have sex with in this body?
I'm pretty sure this might be a curse from whatever magic preserved this body we're in.
Unless there's anything else I can cover up my troll vagina in, then...
He just hands you his cloak. Here.
Oh. Sarex removes the coffin and puts the cloak around it.
Winnie, that coffin lid is made of pure sapphire.
I'm not going near that with a 10-foot pole. Not gonna do it. But that little statue there looks kind of fun. The goat statue, so, you know.
Sarex picks up the coffin lid, gives it a blow and brushes it down. Well,
Also, Stormweaver is not touching any of the treasure in there. He doesn't want to end up like any of them.
Okay. Fun and excitement.
So I do want to go over and get the goat statue that Malorus was talking about earlier.
Okay, yeah, you just go over, shove that into the bag.
I guess now that excitement is over with the pregnancy, Ale is basically returning over. Is Winnie using the bag he was using, or is the other one still laying there?
No, it's just my own bag.
Your own bag. Okay. So he goes back over and he collects that bag and looks over at Aaron. And it's just like, well, it's nice to see you're back to normal.
Aaron just kind of looks like annoyingly at Al.
You want to talk about it?
Shakes their head. Just no.
Okay. Well, when you got a chance,
claps you on the shoulder, Aaron. It's good to see you, as you should be, in your body and me in my body.
It was in your body.
Ale just gives like a side glance over to Sarex and then looks back at both of them and says, "Quite."
Aaron just kind of like leans over to Malric and she's like, "Can I sit on your shoulder?"
I don't see why not.
Well, that
Turns
was a
to cat,
fast
jumps
warm-up.
on, jumps on the shoulder.
In which form?
Cat.
I
Okay.
would hope cat form.
Yeah, I said turn into cat and then jumps on shoulder.
I feel
Alright,
like
cool.
I feel like Aaron is maybe trying to make Ale jealous a little bit.
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh no!
All right,
Right.
Malorus is like, all right, we do have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. That problem happens to be we're down here in the middle of nowhere and most of our supplies are gone. We used most of them getting here. Might be able to find some here in the city. What do you think?
I suppose we have to.
Possibly. I mean, it is an ancient, abandoned place, though.
That's right. Ancient, abandoned, and surely there's more treasure here than just what we've gathered here.
Speaking of which, Ale like lugs the sack of treasure back to Malorus.
Oh, why, thank you, my dear, confusing doctor.
I'm not that confusing, am I?
Well, I'm. It's been a weird day.
Fair.
Okay, so are you all? Which orifice are you leaving through?
Ale is still somewhat dignified and uses the door.
I thought we were gonna explore the is the in this goddess temple, is that the only room?
Oh no, there's plenty of other rooms. You're exploring it.
Yeah, we should explore it.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I mean, we're already here.
All right, who's gonna roll notice?
Me. I'll run notice.
Go for it. I'll probably write it.
Do I have good notice anyway? Oh, I've got no notice anyway.
Mine is average, so.
Never mind.
I mean, I can try.
What
I
am-
don't have very good notice though.
Syrinx notices his own 2 feet.
Eric knows. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. What?
Nah, Sarix, you're taking point. You're leading the way. You're looking around for everyone.
That's yours.
Okay.
Let me attempt notice.
I was gonna attempt, yeah.
Actually, no. Y'all can attempt to save Sarix.
Tempting.
Next,
Oh dear.
Tempting.
Sarix.
Alright,
Yes.
As you step, you feel the floor start to give way. Winnie, it's your action.
I would like to try to reach out and grab Syrinx and prevent and try to like pull him back.
This tiny
Roll
little elf
athletics.
dude attempting to keep the troll from falling.
I know,
Roll
right?
athletics. Okay.
I didn't say I was good at being a large person.
All right.
You're not
all right.
wrong.
Okay, so here we go. Now elf and troll are starting to teeter on the edge of the pit. Stormweaver.
Okay. Okay. If I can use physique, I'm gonna attempt to pull them both.
Okay. Okay, the difficulty's 4. You've got to get a 4
Okay.
to attempt to save them from the fall.
All right. In physique.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Ah!
Awesome.
Okay, you managed to pull them back.
Yay! Hell, I'm helpful.
As you guys look down into the pit, you see a seething mass of green mold.
Ooh.
Is it moving?
Yes. It's not moving toward you, it just burbles and
Okay.
sort of bubbles and moves a little bit.
Um, do I do I recognize what it is, or
A lore roll would let someone.
I got it.
Immediately.
My lore is the best.
Okay, yes, you recognize this, Aaron, and you get a cold feeling in the pit of your stomach. It's a special kind of green mold that if you fall into it, basically what happens is it just eats its way through magical armor, flesh, bone,
Yeah.
etc.
Okay, Aaron is instantly going to try to push everyone backwards away.
Okay. Ale, anything you want to be doing?
Besides being pushed by a little tiny magical half cat person, I mean, he would probably kind of realize the urgency and try to, kind of help a little bit.
Okay. All right, so everybody's moving away. Nobody's itching to try to dive into the mole.
Nope.
Aaron's so pissed that that happened.
Okay, so y'all managed to backtrack the other way a ways. Who's leading the way now?
Aaron would like to. Because smells the magic, basically.
All right, roll notice, spend a fate point.
What has gotten into Aaron?
Magic!
Oh dear.
Oh, wait, I didn't do
Oh
the fake
my.
thing, though.
Oh mio, 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 my.
We are awful at dungeoneering.
At least it wasn't a negative.
At least it wasn't negative. That is true. That is true.
I didn't spend. Okay, there we go. That's the fake point. Yeah.
You may spend a fate point to boost that, by the way.
I would like to boost it.
Okay, then spend it for the aspect. Well, Magic Mania.
Yeah, I was gonna say Magic Mania, right?
Yeah.
And then notice again, correct?
No, you don't have to roll.
No.
You just got +2, and that makes it positive. And you stop
Okay.
everyone before you step onto a rune of explosion.
Oh.
What? We missed a rune?
Well, you're going different directions.
Oh, true.
Everybody's wandering around this big goat.
I'm starting to think this wasn't a good idea. Oh, by the way, before they got to that area, he was kind of like grumbling behind them, going, "Thanks, Stormweaver, for pulling us out of this flesh-eating mold."
Malorus, who's walking nearby, goes, you're not gonna get thanked. It's just how it works."
He's like crosses his arms.
Ayo looks behind him and goes like, "It's like being a healer. It's a thankless job."
Well, actually, Stormweaver.
Huh?
Something you could consider is, have you ever considered being a mercenary? It's good pay. They thank you with bags of gold.
I don't really value money very much.
But do you value food and drink, my friend? That is what gold buys.
Somewhat, but I can get that at my tribe pretty easily.
You're possibly the most annoyingly satisfied being I have ever met.
Ale instantaneously just lets out one of those quick, fake, but amused laughs, ha! And looks back over his shoulder at Malorus and says, "You're bashing on a brick wall, my friend. Dragonoids come from very satisfying areas."
Oh. Well, then what
Then
could
what
I
happened to
possibly
you?
offer one of you?
That's a good question. You are fairly self-sufficient.
Ale just is kind of sitting there I mean, he's kind of right. We are pretty self-sufficient. I mean, we're not keen to outsiders, but doesn't mean we won't help. But I don't see what an outsider has to offer.
Knowledge of the tribals, maybe?
What they have to offer to us.
I just said knowledge.
I mean,
We don't get out of the side of the tribes much.
this is true. Well, you don't. I did.
Well, you're the only one who exiled himself.
Hey, choice.
Hey, Aaron, you want a shiny fate point?
Yes.
Immediately, yes.
Yes, I would
Alright,
like a fate
You
point.
detect a strange eldritch green glow coming from down a passageway that twists off to the left. You sense the familiar prickles of magic on your skin.
Oh dear.
Instantly going. Instantly. I'm not even
Very-
gonna wait for anyone to say anything. Just say a
I
speed
just
walk.
Very quickly following because these people get themselves into trouble.
I just want to say, considering KU's voice and demeanor before all of this started, and what he's and how excitable he is right now, I am living for it.
When you arrive in this chamber, you see on a raised platform there is this very strange dodecahedron, like a 20-sided die looking thing, but it's made entirely of a glowing red stone.
I'm going to try to take a stone.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I need you to make an athletics roll.
Oh,
Can-
fuck,
can-
I don't
can-
have that.
Is any of us like gonna attempt to stop him?
I'm thinking, like, can Ale make
Yeah,
a roll
that's
to like make a ice wall between Aaron and
fuck.
touching things?
Sure, you can do. Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I thought you were going to say burglary or burglary.
Burglary.
Yes, I thought you were going to say that, so I was like hoping that I could use that finally, but instead no. It's
So, Ale, you wanted to make an ice wall?
Between Aaron and the shiny object, the shiny magical object.
Make a rapport roll.
Yes, he is. If the thing would work with me, there we go.
Oh,
Oh dear.
shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Make an ice puddle that makes Aaron slip. I don't know.
30 gems shoot from your fingertips, pelting Aaron. Aaron, you don't reach it because you're being hit by like diamonds and rubies and sapphires, just plop, 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 shooting out of Ale's hands.
As soon as they stop and Aaron's turning around, both of Ale's hands are covering the tip of his snout in pure shock.
Yeah, Aaron's going to look back. Really, asshole? Are you kidding me?
I am so sorry.
Aaron's just gonna look back more and just hold back from attacking.
All right. Winnie, Malorus is kind of prompting you, and he's starting to scoop up gems.
The gems that came out of his hand.
Hell yeah, these are gems.
Stormreaver's taking these gems because they're fine.
I'm just
Some of them, not many of them.
and now Malorus is thinking, oh, wife material. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Actually, he's thinking totally self-sufficient dragonoids. Can he do that all the time?
No, that is actually the first time that's happened.
I imagine the land tribe can.
Those assholes.
All right, so Aaron, you did not manage to touch the beautiful shining dodecahedron. You are free to try again.
I'm going to try again.
I am going to attempt to stop him.
Oh, come on!
Okay. So, yeah, looks like Stormweaver, you get one chance to stop him.
Alright. I would specifically.
You're gonna have to get better than. It'll be an athletics roll, and it'll have to be better than 3.
Okay, athletics. I was just gonna have him like pick him up.
Well, he's quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Once
Alright.
that mania hits, quick as fuck.
Alright,
Yes.
Athletics. Here we go. I'm not amazing at it, but
Ooh!
All right, you do manage to snatch Aaron up off of his feet right before his little hands close on the dodecahedron.
I just kind of like to put him on his shoulder and just walk out.
Like, just sling him over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Asshole.
Aaron, how do you respond to this?
Asshole.
He just pats his leg. Yeah, I know.
Ale's just like looking at
Okay.
looking like Aaron is just like, have you lost your mind?
I have one more thing to do.
Okay.
One more. Use magic to try to get to it.
Your
God.
lore roll, please, Aaron.
Magic doesn't work right in this place.
What do I roll?
You got to roll lore.
Okay.
For it to work the way you want it to, you have to get above a 6.
Why did
Oh my.
Let's roll the wild surge generator, shall we?
Oh no.
Suddenly, an eerie, otherworldly piping music fills the air.
I'm just glad I thought about it. It was too entertaining to not do.
The air is growing chill, and the light from the dodecahedron pulses
Oh.
with
No.
a sinister surge.
Cold.
Malorus is like, is this normal? Should this be happening?
Oh no,
with-
that's
with
pretty
the-
awesome.
With the cat boy or the gym?
Both.
With the cat boy? Yes. The gym? I don't know.
Could we just leave the giant dead goddess and stop fucking around with parts of her?
But magic.
Wait, way ahead of you. Like, he kind of like starts grabbing Malorus by the arm and like runs off.
And like I said, Stormweaver is just trying to walk the heck out of there.
So yeah, Aaron's just they're screaming just like magic, magic. I want to know what's going to happen.
You keep doing this and I'll shock you.
Fight me.
Just hear you. Ale yells back after hearing that, just like, "You'll find out when you're older."
Woo! All right, so who's walking out? Who's the first walking out the door?
Probably Stormweaver.
Well, like I said, I think Ale grabbed like Malorus by the arm and ran with him, so they're probably coming out first.
Yeah, probably them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm scared.
All
Oh
right.
no, she's laughing menacingly.
Am I needing to make an athletics roll or something?
Not yet. I am just.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up an image.
Oh god.
Oh no.
All right. Hang on. Now I've got to load it into Roll20. Oh, happy fun.
Oh, happy days. Shit, I'm not at work. Terry's seen that a lot at work for some reason.
Character. Cancel that. Get rid of that. Handout. There we go. All right, standing outside in the dark, you guys see
Oh.
this. A bunch of hooded figures like that with triangular vision holes, maybe. It's hard to tell. But they're all just standing out there very silently, surrounding the entrance.
Hmm.
Are we all out there?
Well, Ale and Malorus are the first ones. Malorus draws his sword and curses an oath.
Ale's kind of looking around, wide-eyed a little bit, and it's just like, "Oh, fuck me!"
And Stormweaver's right behind him.
Not abandoned, is it?
Stormweaver's right behind him and just like drops air and is like, now what?
Are they magic?
Hard to tell.
No, that was Aaron just saying. Are they magic?
While being dropped.
Yeah.
They're very silent. They make no sound. They're just standing there watching.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Aaron
Oh, no.
is gonna walk in front of everyone and try to talk to them.
Oh dear.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought.
It could be
Okay.
really bad though.
Make a rapport roll. Which you are likewise mediocre at.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Hey.
It's not a negative.
Yeah.
The creatures seem to move a little bit closer as you talk, Aaron. Roll notice.
Okay. Rolling notice. There you go. Hey.
They don't have feet. They're moving on strange masses of tentacles.
Oh.
God, I didn't answer when I noticed this, right?
In.
Oh, say again, Winnie?
I said, that explains what I saw when we were coming in. All
So
the tentacle marks.
Yes. So, Aaron, what you gonna do?
See, Aaron doesn't know how much of a threat this is.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, back up a little bit, but still trying to talk to them.
Okay.
You
What
know,
do you
trying-
say?
Trying to ask questions like, "What's with your feet? Why are you magic? What's going on?"
I think they're worshippers of the goat. I couldn't, but I may be wrong.
One of them says in a strange sepulchral voice, "Why are you here?"
Why are we here, guys?
Well, there's a plague.
Suddenly,
than the
they
plague?
all ignore you, and they look at Winnie, and they all bow down.
Oh, I can imagine why. The elf thing.
Well, Malash Tair was an elf, and Winnie happens to be wearing his clothes.
Ooh, your royalty.
Master, you have returned.
Yes, I have.
It's a good thing the best liar in our team is.
I know, huh?
The king is in his chamber. The library stands open for you.
Ale's ears kind of perk. Library?
I wonder if I could do research there.
It's a super ancient library from the time before history.
Can learn the
Good
ancient, before history stuff. Yes, he wants to go.
And considering what Ale found out through that dragoness, he's definitely willing to go to see if he can't find anything.
Sarex does like libraries.
And there's usually something
library,
interesting to learn.
library. Yeah, so Aaron's just like library, library, library.
Okay, the hooded monks part and motion for Molash Tair, Winnie Shiny Fluff, to make way to his library.
So I'll look at them and say, take us there. Now.
As you command. Okay. Y'all enter a huge library. The walls are made of white marble shot with veins of gold. There are literally acres and acres of shelves with books and scrolls upon them.
And that is one of the things that Ale eyeballs, but he kind of just stays in his position following everyone, considering he wants to figure out what is going on.
I'm assuming I'll probably enter first. Can I roll notice to see if I recognize anything?
Yeah. Gosh, this is such a... Now, what are you trying to notice exactly? What are you trying to recognize?
Just see if there's anything that catches my eye that would draw my attention to it.
Yes, there is. There is the Codex of the Lunargent Thorn, and this codex is interesting because it contains the true names of every fairy noble.
That is very interesting. I would like to go over and check it out.
You go over and look at it, and you realize this is an incredibly dangerous thing. If a wizard had this, he or she could control the fairy noble.
And that's why I will put it away in my bag of holding to never discuss it with anybody.
Nice.
Damn.
I don't suppose any of you have seen a glowing sword.
They all just look at you as you speak to them, and they're like, Master, do we kill it? Winnie, it's your call. Do you want him to kill Syrinx?
No!
We will bring you to your chamber, Master, and anything you require. Your guests will be welcome. But anything you require, we will bring to you.
Well, thank you. It's been a long time since I've been here, so can you kind of just give us a little information about where to go in here?
Okay, Winnie. Gonna need you to make a deceive roll to convince these guys you are their long dead master still.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how they roll. Yes, I believe you absolutely. They take you to your chambers. They provide you with a map of the place. And they're like, we will prepare the fruit that eats air for you.
What?
Thank you.
It's air.
Thank you.
Isn't it
What?
real fruit? With carbon?
They bring in these beautiful crimson fruits. And goblets, big bottles of wine and things like that.
Can I use investigate to see if I notice any sort of narcotic or dangerous substance?
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
While you're doing that, Aaron's going straight for the wine for no apparent reason at all.
Stormweaver just has Yusuf out to make coffee.
Yusuf's like, oh, by the gods, why am I here? Oh, by the gods. What nest of devils have you brought me to, sir? Oh, 1,000 pardons, I will make your coffee.
It's a pretty long story.
Ale looks over at Stormweaver and is just like very talkative for someone that's supposed to just make coffee.
Sure, he can speak all he wishes. He's not any lower than us. I don't know where my accent went there, but
All right, he begins making coffee. No, actually, the fruit and the wine have no narcotics, which is good because Malorus just popped open one of the bottles of wine and proceeds to drink it like. He then begins to slam back 5 or 6 fruits. He's like, I'd like a big beef bone. But fruit'll do. Right, so Winnie, you are on your throne now?
So I want to ask my servants if there is any beef bones that may be acquired for my friend.
There are no livestock in the city. There has not been for over 700,000 years, my master. You are awake, though. This means the stars are right. But the king does not stir. We shall investigate his chamber. They fade into the shadows.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, anybody want to make a lore roll?
Yes.
All right. You managed to go through a few manuscripts here in the Master of the Library's office. And you suddenly realize something, Keu.
Yes.
Aaron. Molash Tair,
Yes.
it wasn't dead. He was merely in a state of suspended animation. At least until people tore his body apart and took his clothing.
Oh no.
Oh.
And when the stars are right, he and the great old one here, the king in yellow, who is trapped here in magical slumber, would rise again.
Oh.
does he know what he'll do when he rises?
The usual old one thing, destroy the entire universe,
Oh, okay.
Very typical.
Oh my god. All right.
Now, you realize that when these monks find that the king hasn't arisen, they're going to come back and they're going to really deeply question your current Molash Tair.
So Aaron is going to go over to the throne and be like, we gotta go.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
We should take as many books as we can as we go.
Ooh, we should. All the magic books. Take them. Give them to me.
Ale simply just looks up, gets up and from sitting on the floor and is just like, I'll find a history book that I need.
I'd like to say anything about Draconics.
So does Aaron tell us what
Yes.
they found out from the manuscript?
Yes.
Yes. So at that point, because Winnie knows about the old ones,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't somebody say something about an old one?
Yeah,
It's not somewhere
Razes
along-
told you an old one sleeps in this city.
That's what I thought. Okay. So, pretty much, I look at them and say, "We need to go probably now." 'Cause
Okay,
I
everyone gets one investigate roll to find a book.
Investigate. Yes. Okay. Oh, come on.
All right, you find a book.
What was it? A children's book or something?
No, it's a magic book called The Mysteries of the Worm.
It's still magic, so
Nah.
yeah, it's still magic. We're
Look
good.
at Sarek. Sarek's finds like all the
Damn.
books.
Mm.
Okay.
Sarex, you better find 2 books with that roll.
Maybe one each. 5. One each for my points.
All right. The one you find, Sarex, that's most interesting to you, is basically a treatise called The Secrets of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And what it does is you can invoke it, spending a fate point, and you may use it to get a +3 once per session on any investigate roll involving a corpse.
I'm guessing that I'd go under extras.
Yes.
Right, and what's it called again? Treatise?
Secrets of the Dead.
Treatise, Secrets of the Dead.
Okay. All right.
+3 to investigate.
I found nothing of value.
Oh no, you two found stuff. Remember, negative rolls don't mean you don't find anything. Ale, you find what were you looking for specifically? History?
I was specifically looking for a history book that would have told me about what that dragoness was telling me before.
Yes, you find a book written in Draconic script by it's basically history of dragonkind. And it is written by someone named Styphon the Black.
This sounds like a good thing, so something's wrong with it.
I would honestly like Ale to be excited and actually open it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
As you open it, you just start reading. Well, you don't have time to read right now, guys. You are just snatching books off the shelves before the monks return and try to slaughter the lot of you.
Yeah.
Does Marius get a book?
I'm assuming Mallory's probably shoving provisions into his bag.
Malorus has shoved a bunch of fruit in his bag, and he does grab a couple of jewel-encrusted books.
Fair enough.
What you do is you set them on fire and get the jewels out.
You can't do that. At least save the book. Take the jewels, but let's save the book.
Ale looks over at him and goes like, "Yes, because we were wondering how to do so."
Well, I'm full of useful information. All right, and Stormweaver, you find something called the Blade of Dragon Right. That's the book.
Oh.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like something he'd be interested in, so it's something is terrible with it.
All right. So, Winnie,
Yes.
now that everybody's grabbed their book, did you grab a book? Oh, yeah, you did. You got that
Yeah.
book. Okay, and so you're grabbing one more book, and yours was successful. Yours is it's a magical treatise on secrets of food preservation.
Ain't necessary on long journeys, I'd say.
Oh, did we
What
say
was
what
the
K you
one?
found also?
Yes, he found the mysteries of the worm.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I even said it's still magic, so going with it. Oh, I should probably put that in my little thing.
All right. Now,
What was the
Winnie.
name of the codex that I had found at first?
Oh, Codex of the Lunargent Thorn.
Okay.
All right. Now, Winnie, you need to make a stealth roll to avoid running into the bunch of servants that are coming back for you and your friends.
I want to. I'll do that first. Okay, hold on. No, not that one. That
Oh my.
Let's see how well they do.
Oh, thank
Okay,
God.
worse. Good.
All right, you barely managed to get your entire group past them as they shuffle by. This time, they, in their tentacled arms, they seem to be holding pikes and spears.
Oh,
But you managed
dodged
to
a
make
bullet
it out
with
out into the nighttime plain streets of the city.
Wasn't it day just a moment ago?
No, it was nighttime. By the time you all had wound around inside the goat, night had fallen.
Okay.
Perhaps
All
we
that
should.
searching and wandering took several hours.
Perhaps we should start running away from them in case they come out.
Malorus is like, that's a good idea.
Ale kind of looks over at Malors and says, "You still have that compass?"
Me?
Yeah, before in the last session, before Ale ran after the ran to
Oh, you
the
gave him
goat.
the compass. Yes. He's like, yeah, I do.
He's like, "All right, I would prefer not to run into nothingness. So how about we backtrack whence we came?"
Fair enough. All right, you all make your way to the Sapphire Obelisk, and at this moment you start hearing strange sounds of winged things in the darkness above.
Oh my. I was gonna have Stormweaver fly too.
You could go up and see what's there.
Take
all
me
right.
with you.
I'd take you. Well, you might want to mention that before he takes off.
Just take me with you.
Well, okay. So he just like picks him up.
As you fly up into the darkness, suddenly you see strange shapes. Almost like, imagine a cross between a goat and a horse with bat-like wings. And they're sort of alive yet decaying at the same time.
Okay, so a lot like those weird things from the last Harry Potter movie, but with goat heads.
You know, I've never seen that, so I can't tell you.
What were they called? Thralls?
I don't
Something?
remember.
Thestrals.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I don't think those are friendly.
Actually, they seem to ignore you.
Oh. Can we see, like, where they're going?
Far up. They're just flying up. They dip down near the city, and then they fly straight up. And they disappear into the darkness between the stars.
Huh. So, he takes Aaron back down and says, I think leaving faster might be a good idea.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
So,
Can we make it back to the mesa in time?
Well, that's 3 weeks north.
Oh, wait, okay. I'm trying to remember, where were we? Oh, that's right, because that's where we had the compass and had to go through all the. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I forgot.
No worries. All right. You travel north, and for several days, everything's good. You've got plenty of wine, thanks to Malorus. You've got plenty of food, thanks to Malorus. And I need Stormweaver, because Stormweaver he's absolutely at home in the wilderness.
Oh, okay.
Stormweaver, make a notice roll.
Oh, notice is not my strong point. Oh.
Okay, let's see how. Okay, yeah, you've noticed there's something out of place on the plains, but you can't put your finger on it. You can't find a source of what's bothering you.
He does make sure to share his discomfort to the others, though.
Okay.
Something feels a bit off here.
I would like to try to help. Maybe like
Yeah, roll notice, look around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yee!
You see a herd of deer are kind of following you.
Is it normal for deer to follow us?
If we go by the logic of what the sheep were doing, no.
They could be carnivorous.
And we're just gonna try to build like some kind of wall or something with a bunch of objects between them and the deer so they can't follow them further if possible.
Make a lore roll.
Ale is gonna help Aaron.
I guess with ice.
Make a rapport roll.
Drink me?
No, ale.
Oh no, I was like, what?
Okay. All right, as the two of you weave your mighty magics, Aaron is speaking the eldritch words, and Ale is channeling water. Colored streamers fly from your fingertips.
Whose?
Everyone's, I guess.
Yes, well, just the casters. The folks casting spells.
Ale just looks at his hands. Are we still debilitated from that curse?
Stormweaver is giggling.
Malorus actually looks over and goes, "It's not a curse. There's a reason we couldn't take an airship here. Magic is weird in these lands."
Shit. Ale's kind of mad that he forgot that.
The deer actually stop and kind of are looking strangely at the streamers. One of them bends down, starts chewing on a streamer.
Ale's kind of like noticing these. Just like, okay, they're distracted. Go.
Suddenly, with a blinding flash, though, Sarix, you have left the form of a female troll behind, but you still feel strangeness in your belly.
Oh no.
What?
And Winnie, your clothes fall off and you shrink back to your normal size wearing your normal clothing.
Aaron's gonna grab her and throw her onto his shoulder because she's obviously tired.
Thank God. That was. I don't want to do that again. I'm tired.
Oh no.
The deer get closer and they simply start barking at you.
Okay.
Jumps back because no barking at a cat.
Malorus is like, that ain't right.
Aaron kind of like, probably when
You mean Ale?
No, well, like when Aaron jumped back, probably went like back first into Ale's body, so now his back is covered in water.
Oh.
And Ale's just like holding on his shoulders a little bit as if somewhat protectively.
Stormweaver's
Shivers,
gonna kind of
by the
step
way.
forward in front of everybody else.
All right.
Oh no.
Tina, you scare me sometimes.
Well, that's my job. Anyway, Ale, get a shiny fate point.
Oh dear.
Suddenly you find yourself in sort of that weird between place that dragonoid shamans sometimes go to. That you find, and the deer are looking at you, and they're kind of laughing at you. They're telling you, look at you, an exile.
His face.
Ale just kind of like slightly tilts his head a little bit, like a confused dog.
If the dragonoids are so self-sufficient, why did you leave?
He has no words. he's always, he kind of like looks and like as is silent at first, but then slowly kind of starts to speak out that he's always believed that he left to give the gift of healing to more than just his brethren. He thought it was a noble cause.
Your noble cause. We will see who it benefits. You will be judged on what you do from here.
Oh, shit.
Wonder if this is because of that book.
Maybe. I don't know.
That was odd. Sorry. No, my sound disconnected and now it's reconnected.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to pause that. So give you some time to think, Josh. All right,
Sorry.
Jory. Okay. Josh, however,
Hello.
Sarix, you find yourself in a weird grayed out area. Kind of picture that landscape that Frodo enters in Lord of the Rings when he puts the ring on.
Mm-hmm.
You are there, and the deer look at you. And they're like, how did you fail your city?
I did not fail my city.
Then why are you so far from home?
I was
Beautiful.
banished.
Yes, banished. So you didn't fail. You were a traitor.
I was not a traitor.
Some in your city would say otherwise.
Yes, they would, but I know what I did was right.
So sure of yourself, so absolutely certain of your moral compass, Sarix.
I would not kill innocent people.
Yes. You would not kill innocent people. But who gets to decide who is innocent? Custodian.
It was not right for the protectors to decide on expansionism.
But was it your place to leave behind such a festering corruption in your own city?
Sorry, they cut off there. What was the last thing?
Was it your place to leave behind such a festering corruption in your own city?
What are you getting at?
what I am getting at is you seem to be concerned about the innocent, and yet you left the innocent to suffer the depredations of those you leave behind.
I had to leave, otherwise I would have been put to death.
Mark your decisions. Note them. Judgment will be passed. And everything fades to gray. Stormweaver,
Oh dear.
you get a shiny new fate point.
Oh, did I get a fate point for that?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I didn't hear that bit. By the way, am I still pregnant?
Yes, you are still pregnant.
Why am I pregnant?
You can write under extras divine curse.
Doesn't have a womb. It doesn't have a way for the baby to come out.
You have a
That's
womb
gonna be
now,
fun.
apparently.
I mean, you haven't checked underneath your pants yet.
If there's no way for it to get out, what will it do?
It might burst through your stomach. That's a option.
Alien, anyone?
Yeah, I was thinking alien.
So, someone call Sigourney Weaver.
All right, so Stormweaver.
Oh dear.
The deer comes up to you and the stag comes up to you and touches you with its antlers. We see you, shaman. We recognize you.
He's blinking many times.
You are welcome in our land. You keep strange company, but you work to keep them safe.
He starts to smile. This is weird, but he is being complimented.
Lucky him.
He doesn't really have an upsetting past like most everyone else.
But yeah, I mean, everybody else gave me these. I mean, Stormweaver's just inexperienced Dragonoid shaman, you know. All right, they give you. Basically, you find in your hands a drum and a preserved deer hoof. And basically, you get an extra, which is Drum of the Chaos Deer.
That is a fun sounding extra.
Yeah, you can use it once per session to get a question answered.
Huh. That's interesting. Sorry, one moment. Okay.
Everything fades to gray.
He does say,
Right.
like, thank you, as it's fading.
Yes. Very good. Excellent. You were polite. Aaron. You find yourself alone in a similar setting, surrounded by the deer. You about?
He is muted, so a family member might be talking to him right now.
Okay. We'll give him a moment. All right. In that case, Winnie, you basically just go to sleep. You don't experience any of it.
Oh, night.
No, basically, these spirits only interact with people with souls, and since fairies and immortals don't tend to have souls, it's like, whatever.
Night.
Big immortals. But you do get a fate point for me knocking you out. So. All right, so we're going to go back to Ale.
Oh God.
Because his was paused.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the deer is standing there, watching you carefully.
Ale is completely curious as to what it meant by judged.
Well, you can ask questions.
Yep. I will be judged?
Yes. Your kind have a special connection to the world of spirits.
Yes.
What you do in the coming days will determine the balance of spirit and matter in your world for thousands of years.
All right, sorry.
How will I decide? How would I alter that?
By your actions or inactions, by your choices.
What do I? What?
1 second.
Okay. I think I'm understanding.
By retrieving the items you did from the lost nameless city, you have set in motion a series of events. Their outcome will depend on your choices, Ale.
Oh, well. Oh, no pressure. Okay. You're not gonna harm my group, are you?
No.
Okay. I'll do what I can.
The stag nods to you, and everything fades to gray. All right, Aaron.
Oh gosh, okay.
You find yourself in a similar situation, that same half-lit world surrounded by deer. And the great stag looks at you with its deep, ancient eyes, and it says to you, "Wizard."
Yeah.
Poor lost child without a mother.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Do
Tina.
you
What
know
was
what
that?
you do when magic overcomes you? Do you realize the times you aren't aware?
Me, not aware. What do you say?
You will find out. There is something sleeping in your skin, Aaron Ukai.
Aaron looks around, just like more focused on the magic things, so it's not exactly paying attention.
The deer comes over, touches you with its antlers, and you see this terrible, terrifying image of a woman with the head of a lion, and she is just killing everything in sight. She is using magic to lay waste to entire cities.
Aaron's very speechless, not knowing what to do.
Mama?
And as you see her just terrifying, you see an ibis-headed god come and give her wine that puts her to sleep.
Um, I Aaron really doesn't know what to do except for watch silently.
Okay. You watch silently, and all fades to gray. Okay.
Oh, what about I'm bad at names. The coyote person.
Malorus?
Yeah.
Well, since I don't have to narrate his will remain a secret. All right. When you guys wake up and you hear this quack 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 quack.
Are we back in the city?
No, actually, you're in a small village surrounded by the
village.
ducks.
Yeah, sorry. I said city, but I meant village.
Yeah.
So.
Quack 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 quack. Aaron, you see these ducks with humanoid arms, and they just quack at you. There's like one duck who's like an elderly duck with a staff, and he's like quack, 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 quack.
Wait, were we technically asleep?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to normal.
Quack, 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 quack.
Just kind of looking around for a familiar face.
You see Ale and everybody kind of waking up as well.
Stormweaver, I got drums. What did everyone else get?
Ale is pretty sure that they found everyone and just threw them into a wagon or something to take them back to the thing. Like I'm just picturing Ale waking up and Stormweaver and Malorus, the two heaviest other characters that are laying on top of him, and he's just trying to get up, just oh, get off me.
Malorus goes, 5 more minutes.
Your breath smells of wine.
Wine.
Well, some of the hair of the dog that bit me. Well, the ducks. We're back with the ducks. That was a quick trip.
Oh, for duck's sake.
Xerix, you're looking a lot less hairy.
Indeed. I feel still got that queasiness in my stomach, but what else can I do?
Hey, I'm sorry. Does Xerix have is his stomach rounding out or anything? Is it noticeable that he's pregnant?
No.
Okay. Just wondering. Ale, of course, is going to hear him say that and is just going to groggily crawl over and correct himself and just be like, let me check. Dude, I guess that's a lore roll again?
Yeah, lore.
Click. And submit.
I'm usually the one that does the clicking. Which is why he felt the need to narrate.
No, Xerix doesn't really seem to be pregnant. At least not in the conventional sense.
Oh. The conventional sense.
Oh dear.
Okay.
So what's exactly wrong with me?
I'm still kind of baffled by it myself.
You're baffled by it. I'm baffled by it.
Well, maybe if you just calm down for a second and let me get over this splitting headache I have, I can probably tell you.
Stormweaver walks over. Let me give it a try. And he just puts his ear to his belly.
Aaron's just kind of staring, just what's going on?
Sarx is just going to put their hand on Stormweaver's head and just push them away slowly.
He's just kind of looking in different directions as he's doing it, why?
No. Bad dragonkin. Bad dragonkin.
All right. And Winnie,
Yes.
Callista and her sisters are sitting there, and she's like, well, we did pick you up.
Oh,
By the
thank
way,
you.
those three are really stinking heavy.
I just kind of shrug my shoulders and nod my head. Yeah.
Still, did you get anything cool at the city?
Stormweaver
Very
lifts his
weird
drums.
experiences.
Ooh.
I got turned into what was the master's name? I'm sorry.
Oh, Malash Tair.
Oh yeah, I got turned into Malfire, and well, Xerix over there was a pregnant ogre. Troll.
You were an
Troll?
elf? And a man?
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to wash that off.
Ah. And you didn't even have wings. How disgusting.
It was yeah, it was terrible. I don't want to do
Wingless-
that again.
Wingless creatures creep me out. They kind of wave at Stormweaver as he holds up his drum, and they're like, dragon men are weird.
He looks
You have
very
no
slightly
idea.
offended and puts his drum back down.
Okay, so Ale doesn't smile all that much. Like I said, there was that one time he gave that really dorky grin, but when he smiles, it's almost like completely forced. So it looks really creepy. Like the grin just goes so far back under his eyes, it looks like his face is cutting itself in half with like sharp teeth.
Right,
And
right.
he looks over his shoulders at the harpies when they say dragon men are weird and just says thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So Callista, how long were we out there? I guess asleep.
It's hard to tell. I mean, you all just popped up while we were... Well, it was weird because we found this traveler and we were eating him. And next thing I know, you guys just fall out of the sky.
Hmm.
Oh, well, don't
Well,
worry,
that
Sarah, you're not
explains a lot.
pregnant. Just Ale patted Serex's shoulder. Well, then you're not pregnant then. The impact took care of it.
I suppose. I still need my sword back.
Oh. A sword?
Yes, sword?
One of those little crystal jobbies that your kind makes?
Yes, it's very, very important I get it back.
Did she say jabby or jobby?
Jobby, I thought.
Jobby.
Okay.
But I guess you could make it jabby if you stabbed someone with it.
Jabby, jab, jab, jab.
It's a jabby jobby. But anyway. So anyway, yeah, I know where a human might have taken that.
A human?
Yeah. One of those northern human types, the ones that are a little bit more stringy than the southern humans.
I would like to, meet them.
Well, it's not like we had a meet and greet. They were heading north. I think they made it to Ulthar.
Where no man shall kill a cat.
That is the damn truth. Saw a red cat kick a cat once, and the next thing you know, the cats ate him. It was horrifying.
Why did you kick a cat?
I don't know. Ask a red cap.
Okay. But yes, we need to go there. I need my sword.
Alrighty. Well, we can vouchsafe you north of the river, keep you from encountering the big, nasty, bad worms.
Yes,
Again.
But I would like, my sisters and I, that is, we would love to have a little bit of remuneration for our trouble.
Ale looks over and says, I'm not letting you eat any of my friends.
I'm not going to eat your friends, Dragon Man. First off, she looks at Malorus. He'd be really weird and gamey. The Catboy's just so adorable. Yes, he is.
He puts his hands on his cheeks while blushing.
I just don't eat dragon. It's weird. And then changeling. You never know what you're going to get in the next bite. And well, Winnie's practically family.
Laughs
Thinking,
like
no,
a
never
box
mind
of
that you
changeling.
stole a bunch of shit from her years ago, Winnie, but convinced her that she remembered it incorrectly.
Ha!
And that I had changed since then.
Yes, you had changed. You had turned over a new leaf, and you were a better person.
Sorry, I could just imagine these creatures going laughs like a box of changeling.
Something
You know,
like basically, if you want it, these harpies are kind of like, just picture stereotypical Valley Girl cheerleaders almost. That's really them.
Oh my god.
So, Callista, what's your price for taking us as far north as you can?
I don't know, some gold, some gems, something shiny we could leave in a pile that humans just love to come after.
Sarex is going to take the well, I don't know where Sarex put it, but that sapphire tomb lid.
He took the
Yeah,
lid.
you know what? You have it.
I was going to say, what about the crown?
I was.
The crown is mine.
Yeah, I think it would cause more issues than good.
I just saw Malorus like grab the sack full of treasure that Ale got for him and hugging it very protectively while looking at them. I don't know.
Actually, Malorus tosses them a ruby the size of a fist. Here, witch, take us back across the river. I tire of ducks and their weird jerky. I want real meat and real wine. And to spend some time with this fellow. And he slaps you on the butt, Ale.
And he sits like bolt upright, apparently, according to his body language.
Like, as soon as the paw connects with the suppleness of Ale's muscular cheek,
Very descriptive. Good job.
Ale goes from slightly slouched to bolt right, shoulders back, straight, eyes wide, face turning a shade of red that is indescribable by any words. And just stares out into the void of nothingness at particularly no one.
Wait, hold on. I thought you said the dragonoid blood is black, so wouldn't his face be turning black?
He somehow turned red.
But yeah, it's just a red.
The crest on the crest on his that runs along his back that is noticeable stands straight up like a cat raising its fur.
Learned a trick, I see.
So you guys are carried by the harpies back north of the river.
Well, except for the one with wings. The two with wings, actually.
Yeah. But once you all land north of the river, they're like, well, it's been absolutely fun, and we are so going to use this. Oh, sisters, do you think we'll get a dwarf? I have not had dwarf in years. Well, if you're ever down this way again, please look us up.
We certainly will. We will look up
And
at
good
you.
luck
We will...
finding your sword.
Yes, thank you.
We'll be sure to look them up on the contact pamphlet.
We could try skywriting.
Skywriting works.
We'll always be able to look them up because they fly.
Oh, ha ha. I see what you did there, Syrinx.
Such a good one.
They call my people uncivilized. That pun. Alright, you have returned to Ulthar. The cats look you over as you walk through the gates.
Stormwaver's waving at them.
Aaron, I would like you to do me a favor. And if you do, I will give you this crown. Sarek shows him the crown. What was the crown? Crown
of Madness.
Yes, it's a beautiful platinum and diamond crown.
He already has a dragon slaying dagger. What are you doing?
He doesn't know about it.
He
Hell,
does.
Aaron doesn't know about it.
As many
Aaron
eyes
doesn't
light
know.
up.
Actually, other people know.
Well, I don't think Sharks does.
No, I don't think
Syrinx.
Syrinx knows.
Yeah,
Sarek probably doesn't know.
Yeah, Sharks doesn't
so
know.
Syrinx is offering magic item.
Yeah, but the magic was spent in the tomb.
What do I need to do?
I want you to ask those cats over there if they've seen a man with a glowing sword.
On it! Turns cat, runs off. Hey, did you find a man with a glowing sword anywhere?
Yes, he left 2 days ago.
Where? Do you know?
Yes, on an airship going to Balan.
Going to Belon, thank you. Bye. Goes back. They're going to Belon.
I guess our next stop is Balan. Sarek then just puts the crown on Aaron's head. Slightly lopsided.
Has
Alright,
the
Aaron, you have
biggest
this
grin.
crown. You should make a lore roll.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you find that this crown happens to be a magical item called a Crown of Madness. You can basically wear the crown, spend a fate point, and have one person take a random action. You can't tell what action it's going to be, but it's going to be random.
I need to remove that from my extras now.
So I know that Syrinx had used the crown in the tomb against the Ulu thing. So is it like once per user, or where?
No. Actually, it can be done every time you have a fate point.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
So Winnie's gonna fly up and land on Aaron's shoulder. I just kind of.
Hello.
So I guess we should catch an airship.
Yes.
Yes.
Aren't we using someone's private one?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You can take Zothmog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zothmog the orc millionaire's airship.
Yes.
Okay. You take the airship. It's a lovely, lovely trip. And you arrive safely back in Balan.
Okay.
So I know Ale will want to go back to his clinic.
Absolutely.
All right, you go back to your clinic. On the way, Malorus has picked up a rather large beef bone to chew on, and a foaming jack of ale.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's getting that later too. But anyway,
Is he now? I mean,
well, it's just what I think he would say. Anyway, so he's drinking ale and eating beef, and you return. And Illyriel's in your waiting room, and she's like, "You're back. Do you have it?"
Ale looks. Ale
The
looks over. At,
scroll.
Ale looks over at Malorus and pats his shoulder, reaching into his pack and pulling it out.
Then you can use it. Fantastic. We have 26 cases. I've kept them suspended, but there's 26 cases of the red madness. So if you can cure it with that, I suggest you start.
Right on it. He of course starts walking to each little individual room bit by bit, looking for anyone that is infected with it, which of course by this point in time is probably everyone that is in
Right.
that shack. He just opens the scroll and starts looking up at what he has to do.
All right, you perform the ritual and the red madness goes away. No one in almost 100,000 years has even known how to do this.
Nice.
So, congratulations. All right, Winnie, what are you doing?
I'm just there with them, just in the clinic, just looking at, talking to Illyriel, and just kind of giving her a brief overview of our adventures.
Okay.
Oh, and,
She's like, yes?
didn't Winnie also send her, I forgot what message it was, but earlier I think Winnie sent her a word forward about was it Aaron's condition or
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Illyriel's like, has Aaron behaved strangely again?
Yes. Yes, he has. But the other thing too I wanted to speak to you about was there's an old one. We found where an old one is.
Oh. That's deeply disconcerting.
Yeah. So,
Good thing you didn't have to explain how.
yeah. Well, yeah, that was, as we were going through the tale of our adventures, but yeah, the and not a character. Did Aaron they start acting funny before or after they found the knot, the magic mania stuff?
He started acting funny a little bit before.
Okay. I'll tell Illyria about all of that stuff.
I've been making inquiries. She's speaking Elvish to you. I've been making inquiries about Aaron's parentage. I don't know much. There's something to do with that golden bell he's got on that collar. Unfortunately, the bell is warded with magics I'm unfamiliar with.
So what should we do from here?
Please keep an eye on him still. And
Okay.
I'm going to look up a few things. All right. Stormweaver. What are you up to?
Well, the first thing he's trying to do is still trying to convince Syrinx to let him listen to his belly.
Okay, you and Syrinx are together. So Syrinx, Stormweaver wants to listen to your belly.
Fine. Listen to the belly.
Finally, he does get to do that.
All right, you listen to the belly, and you start hearing like a strange sound as of chanting.
He just kind of looks at him as though Syrinx has gone insane.
What is it?
Well, it sounds like rhythmic chanting to me.
I haven't swallowed a quiet.
That's the confusing part about it. He tried poking his belly a couple times.
No, you've done enough. That's enough.
And Sarix, are you trying to look for your sword?
Yes, he's going to make some inquiries around. So can I roll and investigate?
Yes, you can.
Yay! Ooh.
All right. You managed to find out that the thief. Don't find out the thief's name, but you know the thief made a sale, sold the sword.
Mm.
You do, however, find the name of the collector that has it.
Okay.
A fellow named Publius, who is a collector of rare artifacts, also incredibly wealthy human.
Okay. So it's up to the others if they want to come with me, but Sarix needs that sword back.
Okay.
So Sarix says, "Right, I need to go get my sword back. If you want to come with me, you can do. If not, that's fine."
Who are you taking? Who do you want? Might you want to take with you?
I'll take Winnie if she wants to tag along.
All right, Winnie. Sarix shows up.
As a procurer of shiny things, I need your help to get my sword back.
Okay, we can do that.
Good.
What did you find out?
Some human named what was his name?
Publius.
Publius. Some human named Publius has it, and he's a collector of rare things. And take what you want from his house. I don't care. I just need the sword back.
Do I recognize the name?
Yes. Yes, you do. Don't even have to roll for it. You realize this is the most heavily guarded building in the city of Balan. Getting in there will be nightmarish and require a whole bunch of work.
Yeah. Syrinx. Yeah. And you don't know who this Publius guy is, do you?
Would I have known the name being in the city for a long time?
Not as well as Winnie does because you're on the right side of the law.
Fair enough.
So this guy, I mean, there's a reason why he's collected so many rare things. His place, it's a fortress. I mean, it's impossible to break in.
Who says I'm breaking in? I'm going to knock on the front door and ask for it.
That may not be the best idea because of his guards. They don't take kindly to strangers just walking up and knocking on the door. What
Winnie?
we need to do... Oh, go ahead.
If you would make a burglary roll. This will just give you a piece of information.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you know who his chief of security is. It's a guy named Mavid the Bright. And you happen to know, with your incredibly high burglary roll, what most people don't about Mavid the Bright. Mavid the Bright is a is basically a Deathstalker dragon.
Okay, what is that?
It's basically a big hideous dragon that can meld with shadows, and also generally this one has worked his way up in the Assassin's Guild.
Okay. And I take it that he's taken the form of like a humanoid to hide his true self.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I was thinking, and I'm talking to back in character. So,
Yeah.
So breaking in's not going to work.
I wasn't going
Knocking
to
on the
break
door is
in.
not going to be a good thing. Honestly, what we need to do is we need to find a way to get an invite to his house.
Are they in the clinic while they're discussing this?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
And so I would take it a little bit after this. Like after the whole thing, like Ale is kind of like finishing up. The last patient is currently walking out as he's hearing like Winnie and Sarix discuss this, and because hello, I kind of remembered that Ale has a average skill set of like contacts or anything, so I feel like that he's within like the 200 years he's worked in this clinic, he would have like at least met everyone in Balan. He comes out and I think he overhears this and he instantly just looks over and goes, would it be possible to probably get one of them to come to my clinic?
Well, they are humans, and you know how they feel about non-humans.
Yes, but what if he were to get, I don't know, deathly sick, and I'm the only one that could help?
Well, I was just gonna suggest asking if we could trade with him.
Like, everyone just got a taste of how sadistic Ale is, so...
Malorus finishes off his drink and says, "That's the spirit. What do you want to do? Poison? I get you some purple lotus juice by tomorrow night."
Ale just looks over at Malorus and just kind of like gives one of those really bad, like, as if trying to like smirk at him, and just kind of puts up a finger and says, "I think I may actually have the exact thing." And
Well, so I was just thinking about something. His chief of security might be our way in. So that way we don't have to worry about trying to poison anybody. Because, yeah, that may not go good. But, you know, that's going to be our way in is through him.
What do we do? Seduce him?
No. Leave that to me. I'll
You'll
let me do a little. Just one time with the Hydra. Jeez, come on now. Let me do a little bit of reconnaissance. Let me see how this is going to work, and give me about a day or so, and we'll get something figured out.
I think Ale nods along with everyone else. I honestly was about to make him say, "Well, apparently I can seduce dogs. I might as well try humans." Oh god. Okay. But yeah, he just nods at Winnie's suggestion.
So what I was wanting to do then is, I guess, is to ask around and see what I can find out if there's any event that's going on that Uber's maybe holding or hosting coming up.
All right, so you are working your contacts to try to find some information about what Publius may be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Ale, a well-dressed human gentleman, enters your clinic.
Ah, welcome.
Yes, you would be Ale, the promising local doctor, correct?
He kind of slowly lowers his gaze a bit, looks over at Malorus, but then looks back over and just gives a small nod.
Oh, I'm Anton Daranus. I build the airships and basically built most of the city's infrastructure using the magic that we have. I am to understand that you have discovered a cure for the red madness.
Yes, I didn't do it alone, but
Well, of course you didn't, but you're the able technician that obviously made it work, correct?
I'm a doctor, not a technician.
Pardon me. By knowing the techniques of being a doctor, you see, sir. So anyway, what I was going to ask is if you would mind sharing your discovery with us so that we may send it to the other cities that may be beleaguered by this problem.
Of course. Not a moment hesitation.
I appreciate it so much. All right. Well then, let's. If you could give me a copy of your notes or whatever you managed to use and put together, I will be immensely appreciative. I'll have my staff of wizards look at it immediately.
Ale instantly walks over to his desk and pulls out the scroll, flattens it out, and starts writing everything he sees on it just to make an exact copy of it. It takes a bit.
I thought you said squirrel. It did sound like
those crazy squirrels.
With the
Just
writing
that
all
one-
over them.
Just that one squirrel in the desk.
just that one.
It's a squirrel covered in magical tattoos.
I was wondering why that
Our
scroll
next
was in
Rift's
there.
character.
Anyway,
Oh, I'm sorry, it's a Night Stalker dragon, Winnie. I misread my notes. So
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
he's a Night Stalker dragon.
But yeah, it takes a bit, but he makes an exact replica using parchment and a quill, and gives him that exact copy.
Okay. All right. He's like, thank you so much. We'll make sure this is distributed to doctors throughout the continent. You've done a great service for us, Ale.
Thank you.
Oh, and if you don't mind, I was going to send some money to upgrade your clinic.
That wouldn't be necessary.
Well, but you do a great service here. You help the city's poor. I really want to make sure that every citizen of Balan is taken care of and has their needs met.
Of course. Thank you.
No, thank you.
He actually has a genuine smile this time.
Is that creepy?
Nope, it's actually really nice.
Malorus leans. Aaron, are you there?
Yeah, sure.
Malorus leans over. Now that's weird.
Aaron just kind of shrugs.
Ale kind of heard that a little bit and was just like, I'm not a smiler.
It's all right. I smile a lot when I'm cutting somebody's heart out or something. It happens.
Oh, you are quite the charmer.
Oh,
I
and
do
it's
try.
real backside.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna call an end for tonight because I need to figure out a few things about the next week's plot. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed this. It's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was
fun
fun.
hero's journey home. So, all right. So what we've done is we've reached a major milestone. So you may change even one of your aspects, even your high concept.
High concept.
Yeah, the concept of what you are. So, like for Stormweaver could remove inexperienced Dragonoid Shaman and just replace it with Dragonoid Shaman because he was recognized by the spirits.
Ooh.
Yeah. Sarex could definitely change. I needs it to
Find
it's
him.
mine or gosh. Yeah, there's all kinds of, but basically you may change one aspect, even your high concept.
Is it like an either or? Like either you change the
Either you do
aspect.
that, or you can get a +1 to a skill, or you may get a stunt.
All right. I think I kind of want to focus on the skills at the moment.
On the what? You broke up.
Sorry, I think I want to just kind of focus on the skills for the moment.
Awesome.
Yeah, I do
Incidentally,
too.
Stormweaver, what you're gonna, or Skylar, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want beef up. I would beef up athletics and move it up so that basically you want to keep columns as you're advancing. So to support fight, you would need to raise like lore or something, lore crafts. Or that way, it forms columns as you advance.
Oh, okay. Okay. So just make sure everything's standing on top of each other.
Right, you got it.
Okay. Let's see. So I can just kind of pop athletics up there.
Yeah, and then lore would move over.
Alrighty. Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
So could I move deceive up from good to great and have 2 great, or
What I would do at this point is pick one of the other, like you got burglary, empathy, athletics. I would bump burglary up. Wait, shoot. Hang on. To do that, you'd have to bump up. Hang on. Let me figure it out because I've done this before, but the setup is different. Okay.
You press copy again, not paste.
Certainly.
Oh, it's probably me.
Paste, Jory.
Okay, yeah, you can move deceit up, and then you've just got to move another skill up later. All right.
okay.
So yeah, you can put deceive and rapport on the same.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Yes.
He was wanting to put rapport up there, but without any thing to put under it.
Well, no, you can do that. I'll let you do that, and then next time you get a boost, you have to raise something to fill the space.
Okay, I was about to say I couldn't think of a way we could actually level up otherwise.
Yeah, like I need yeah, I may have to figure this out for mine. I know I'm going to focus on skills.
All right, so Aaron, or KU, what would you like to raise on Aaron?
I was thinking stealth.
Okay, you could just move stealth up, move burglary over, and then what'll happen is next time you get a boost up, you can just raise one thing to support stealth.
Okay.
Yeah. So now you can sneak around as easily as you cast spells.
This will be awesome.
Okay. So I got got a question about our extras here. We have a lot of items. We went through those 3 weeks, and we mentioned that the provisions were used up. So are we?
Right.
So in the extras, does everyone still have those soldiers' rations and?
Yes, those are like one-time healing items.
Okay, and I still have that sapphire compass and stuff. So okay, so we still have all of our extras.
Right. Yeah, I forgot why I still had that catnip. What was the catnip for? Shit.
The catnip gets you high.
Gets me high.
It's a one-time use item.
Smoke
actually, I'll tell you what you can use it for. If you are starting to be taken over by magic mania, you can use the catnip to bring yourself back to rights.
Okay, so basically, I need to make sure someone knows about the catnip. I randomly mention it because I know Aaron will not think about it.
Right.
Someone else would have to do it. So I figured out a way to tell Winnie.
Okay.
Oh, KU, did you add the crown on to your extras? Good.
Yes, I did.
Yes, the beautiful crown of madness.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of these magic items will be more fun now that you're not in an area that screws up magic.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of catnip, it makes me think of that time that Ale said he needed Drelvin weed. Because that's exactly what it pretty much is. It's draconic weed. That's what it is.
Nice.
And so.
Oh, I've just figured out how to make the stunts and extra boxes bigger.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Sorry, at the very bottom, there's a little thing that says options. And if you click the little down arrow or the arrow to drop it down, it has layouts and preferences.
Oh, that's
cool.
Where?
At the bottom of your character sheet.
Uh-huh.
Underneath where it says notes, there's a little thing that says options. And if you click the arrow, it'll expand it out.
Let me see it though. Why?
Oh.
Oh, won't let me see it. I'm actually kind of sad. Damn.
Sorry, that was driving me bonkers.
Yeah.
Oh, found it.
Actually, I'm glad you found that.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
This is extremely cool, actually. Wow.
Yeah. I can finally add mana stress tracks. Oh my god, that'll be great.
This
Not
awesome.
for this game, but for another game.
That's so awesome, though. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is relatively amazing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good finding.
All right, I hope y'all enjoyed tonight. I really enjoyed getting y'all. You went there, and now you're back again. And
Yeah.
now Ale has helped the world and given all sorts of good stuff to this this Magitech billionaire.
Yeah.
And
Possible boyfriend,
yeah, he does have a possible fluffy prince.
What if he will just at some point just get stop being so confused.
Yeah.
He has he's never been slapped on the ass before. He has never been with another male. So
when I put together Malorus, at first, like I said, I intended him to be a fairly throwaway character. He was going to be an antagonist, and then when he convinces him, nah, you're going to help us. And I'm like, okay, you're going to help. And then, you start flirting with him, and strange stuff starts happening.
Ale didn't know the concept of flirting. He was very confused. He was thought he was play flirting, and then Malorus just took it seriously, and then now he's stuck like this, and it's just oh god.
Yeah, I halfway based on Malorus on Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian, for God's sake. So it's like, okay, you're a bisexual canine Conan. Let's do this.
Oh god.
Oh, how I love this game.
Yeah, me too. You don't ever get to say the words bisexual canine Conan in live conversation. It's just not something you normally get to say, but it's really fun when you get to.
Oh god. Oh shit.
He's dying a little bit.
Oh, by the way, one thing about ale that I was going to tell you, Jory,
Uh-huh.
the water tribe of dragonoids, they have an ancestral enemy. That ancestral enemy is vampires.
Of course.
Okay.
If you spray a vampire with water, it's technically running water, so it burns them. And immersion in running water will destroy them.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I put Ale's backstory in his bio and info, but I kind of like glossed over it. There's been a couple of like factors in it that I didn't really like place into it because the bio is written from his standpoint, and like there's been like more bad things to it that's been kind of like he glosses over a little bit. One of which it mentions that he lost his parents and his mentor during a demon raid, and in actuality, Ale kind of holds that very close to his mental state of mind because when he was a lot younger, he was a little bit more reckless and actually put himself in danger. Very similar to how Stormweaver is just like straight up like run into the fight, especially when he was on coffee. And it ended up getting his shaman master killed, so he blames himself for that death. And he's so he does tend to have that on his psyche, and that's one of his fuels to, you know, be better at what he does. So I thought I'd kind of put that in there because I didn't put it into the actual bio because I was trying to kind of keep it somewhat lighthearted.
Right.
But, you know, and then I was talking to Skylar about it, and Skylar said I might as well let you know about it because you could.
Oh, absolutely.
You could use that.
Actually, one of the things that I think I am going to just sort of create a story arc for is Ale discovering that Agroth's type of demon is not the one that the ones that killed your loved ones. There are several planes with demonic beings in them, and Agroth comes from Hades.
Okay.
These come from another place, equally horrible, but you know.
Right. So I mean, at some point, you know, I do, like I said, I'm really excited to see Ale become more dynamic in character and kind of change a little bit. I mean, he's already beginning to express like more close and emotion to everyone else. Once him and Aaron can get past the dragon killing dagger and discuss that, I think that
the thing Aaron doesn't understand and know about.
That will kind of assist their relationship a little bit more. Josh has made mention of a few weeks ago that he had some ideas for how Ale and Syrinx's relationship could kind of grow a little bit more too.
Nice.
And I think that I mean, of course, with Agroth's character, I don't see him getting all too touchy-feely with everyone, but I could see him definitely coming to terms with demons as a friend rather than an enemy. So, you know, it's all very dependent. Yeah. I'm very excited to see where Ale goes. I mean, 336 years old. I mean, you're still bound to learn new things. So.
Well, like I said, I'm really glad everybody's excited and enjoying the game. I'm just thrilled to run Fate for y'all, and like I said, it's a blast because I get to say things that I normally would never say.
Bisexual canine Conan.
Yeah, and of course the fact that this all came originally, like I said, he was like 3 lines in my campaign journal. So,
Right. I
but
mean,
now he's
you
got
And
a-
now he's
got
a
character
potential love interest.
What
All
was
right.
it? What was it that you said? Tina said about this. Like he gives you a path to walk on, but we walk on the wall, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, basically, I give you. Well, what I do is I set up situations, and then you all. It's not really even a path. It's just a series of situations. And next thing I know, everything's on fire, and
Hey, can we
everyone's
just-
naked in a fountain, and you're like, "Oh, this is
A se-
happening." How
A
strange.
series of misfortunate events.
We might start this car group, the land of fire.
And then everything changed once the Fire Nation attacked.
That's right. Two cops. Be the
I
kind of
just love
person
this
Uncle
group.
Iroh would be proud of.
I loved him.
When I found out that he was the voice actor for Aku from Samurai Jack, I was so excited.
And if you've ever watched the old Conan the Barbarian movie, he's the wizard in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Mako is the wizard, and I'm like, sir, you are incredibly awesome. You're nothing you're not great with. All right, thank you all so much, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Good night, Tina.
Night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good night, guys.